Ladies and gentlemen, forgive me. I forgot to go live on YouTube first. Looks like we are live on YouTube now. It's Monday, June 26th. So did you guys see the viral videos of RFK Jr., presidential candidate RFK Jr., outside? I think it's on Venice Beach, like literally on Muscle Beach, shirtless in jeans, looking yoked out of his mind, just putting up a monstrous 115 pounds on the incline bench. I was pretty jazzed up. I was ready to vote right there.
Yeah, I was turned on in a respectfully heterosexual way.
Nice kicks. Is he the most jacked president that we, like, if he got elected, would this be the most jacked president ever?
Yeah, he's done more steroids than any other presidential candidate ever.
It's all natural, baby.
Money should not speak. He slept through the morning show today, managed to make this one. Clearly, you're not at peak performance, Bunny.
I thought this was the morning show.
It's one of the morning shows, Bunny. So RFK Jr. is 69 years old, and whoever is running his viral presidential campaign had a brilliant idea and said, hey, what if we just randomly drop a video of you incline bench pressing with your shirt off at Venice Beach wearing jeans, and then take a picture with another man also wearing jeans with his shirt off, just kind of being there and you know, being jacked together.
It's not random. It's planned is the first thing.
Of course, it's not random.
And then that he does look jacked. But second, they're literally just targeting PO and kicks. Like this is literally
that's working.
Like
working.
Like Mark Zuckerberg's also doing that. He's asking for your vote, so you literally switch your entire perspective, which previously was, man, Elon Musk is so much better than Mark Zuckerberg. Now it's like, damn, Mark Zuckerberg is out here training in the dojo and about to beat the shit out of somebody. And who cares that he doesn't care about your privacy?
Dude, he looked great. I'd skip the 20-year-old and 30-year-old guys and just jump into the 69-year-old 70 categories. That's what they look like. Right? He's in incredible shape. I mean, obviously it's a great political strategy because compared to the current president, he's he's winning on pure mass to arm bicep ratio. He's got my vote and I can't even vote.
Arnold, he does look like Vince McMahon. Someone in chat said he looks like Vince McMahon. Like that actually is like uncanny resemblance. But yeah, I've already voted for him. I already filled out my voting cards and pre-mailed them in. I just mailed them right to the White House. And I said, for the future president, you got my vote.
Arnold Schwarzenegger came out. I don't know if it was before or after this video saying he'd run for president. The meme is
not a U.S. citizen, so that's a core issue.
Yeah, so they were like, if they'd allow him to run, so we're gonna pass a law at the federal level, an amendment called the Schwarzenegger.
I don't think he would be a good president, so I think he should go back to acting. His last thing that he did on Netflix, great special, phenomenal. We need more of that energy out of him.
Nick, I don't think that I'm gonna start selling my Tesla stock and just buy all Meta stock because Zuckerberg is doing some badass fitness. No, I didn't.
Did it.
I buy both, but I have way more Tesla.
Now you acknowledge that you buy both. Look at that. Look at that. We just got an acknowledgement here, and he doubled down on Meta as a result of it. So I don't know. I'm just saying. Apparently, the target demographic of politicians now is 30 to, well, I'll say 25. Whoever watches MMA, let's be honest. So that's part of the.
Okay, what are you trying to make a point here?
So Nick, so you're saying that basically me and Kicks, if a guy running for president is just
insiders now.
Okay, but if a guy running for president. Yeah, if a guy running for president is jacked, me and Kicks are just like, oh, and we're just like hammering the vote button for them. So are you saying are you saying that if you see that video of RFK Jr., you're just unimpressed? Like, what did you make of that video?
I got an erection, but it's not about me, dude. That's not what we're discussing here. It's not about my situation.
Well, and you don't really have to worry about it, Nick, because I took the liberty of signing you up for absentee balloting, and I already threw you in for RFK Jr. too. So we got two votes in his category already. So
you can we can just like throw votes around we just write in random people's names now
Well, no, it needed photo verification, so I just took from one of the YouTube videos and I printed it out and I just put it up to the camera.
That is true. I have both of your driver's licenses and technically
And social security number.
but I keep texting you because I don't write it down anywhere.
When I looked up, voter fraud's only a misdemeanor, so it's if you do it on a mass scale. If you do it like a couple of times, is a misdemeanor.
Just like 1 to 5 is fine, but like once you hit like 10, you're really in trouble.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, is it still a misdemeanor? What is it then?
No, it's a
It'd be
felony.
5 misdemeanors.
Yeah. No, if you really start like, bulk sending votes that aren't yours, you're going to get in trouble. But if you do it once or twice, you're fine.
Someone says that Putin was jacked and looked at. Well, we're not done with Putin yet, but only a matter of time.
We got Bunny with his hand raised. Bunny, something to weigh in?
People are losing their mind over RFK. There's 30 pounds of weights on the video. 30 pounds of weights, dude. He's barely benching more than the bar.
Yeah, but it's his chest, man. It's those pectorals that got us all excited and hot and bothered, dude.
And okay, and even if he's just doing that, Bunny, how many standard deviations off the mean of the average American male do you think he is, even at his age?
72.
Well, he's definitely in good shape. He definitely takes TRT. But so is he going to be the Ralph? Like Nick, you probably remember. Do you remember Ralph Nader, Nick?
Yeah.
Ralph Nader he kind of threw a curveball in the election in like the year 2000 or something like that. Is that what's happening with RFK Jr. right now?
Well, the 2000 election was George Bush and Al Gore.
Maybe it's 96. Or was that the one with Nader? It was either 96 or 2000 with Nader.
Whatever it was close. And then what was it, like Florida somehow like fraudulently flipped the election? I don't know, because Jeb Bush is his brother and was like, what was he at the time? It was some whole like situation there. And then that's why we ended up in the Iraq war and we all regret that decision. And that's what went on.
15%. He's pulling at 15% on the Democratic side. I don't think he's going to throw a wrench into it.
Well, I'm glad that we tuned into the political show and political hour here. The what we should really do is just do male body analysis for moving forward.
I'll tell you what, Nick, I'm just, you kind of gave me a blast on the past. I'm just shocked they didn't find weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. I mean, just with the technology they had there, I'm just shocked that they weren't. They were like, hey, they got them, and they're like, oh crap, they don't.
You don't have the thing that we literally like drew on a piece of paper and said is there. That's so weird. Like we thought it was there. That's so strange.
Classic mix-up, dude. I mean, that's happened to you before. You thought something's there and it's not there.
Everyone's like cool with GW. It's just like it's like, well, he paints, so I guess he just comes back. He's like, I'd have a beer with that guy.
Modern day Bob Ross, baby.
Coach said, I bet you could get RFK Jr. on this show. I think if we did put like all of our energy into doing that for like 2 weeks, I kind of feel like it is possible. He's done multiple Twitter spaces already. Real quick before we move on, Clemente found a top 5 ranking that I think is relevant for this conversation. Clemente, what do we got? What did you find here before we move on?
Yeah, so there was a list of a power rankings of the top 5 fittest presidents of all time, no particular order, but they basically analyzed some of the stories and lore around presidents during their candidate or when they were president, starting with Theodore Roosevelt. They said he was a brown belt in judo, trained jiu-jitsu, and allegedly rode in horseback for 100 miles at 51 years old. And this was after a bunch of his army was complaining about riding 25 miles in horseback. So Theodore Roosevelt's not playing around.
How about that, Nick? 100 miles on horseback at 51 years old. That sounds like it would make your butt sore, right?
Well, and at a certain point in time, or up to a certain point, you had a full-time writer on your staff that was writing the lore about you. Those were the fucking good old days, let me tell you, because I could have made up any story about myself. Didn't this guy, was he the one that ended up in a wheelchair?
No, that's Roosevelt.
Yeah, Teddy. I think it was Teddy.
No, I mean, you're talking about FDR.
Oh, I'm thinking of FDR. So that's
Nick, were you alive for FDR?
Yeah, those were the good old days as well.
I think, Nick, what's messing you up is you're thinking about President Howard Taft, who they thought got stuck in a tub.
Well, that's
Nick, were you alive for Taft?
He's the lowest on the fittest, basically.
Yeah, no, he's a big boy. He weighed about 350, 6 feet tall. This guy was you wouldn't mess with him for sure. For just like
Yeah, it would.
You guys got to understand.
Slowly come after me, and I'm like, oh my God, he's going to get me. Just kidding. I'm going to move. Like, I'm going to just step to the side.
Nick would be such a just prodding that guy. Okay, well, so we got Barack Obama. Barack Obama had a 200-pound bench press in his 50s. I don't believe that. I've seen Obama. It's not 200 pounds in his 50s. That's really high. While being president, he's known for basketball. He looked good on the court. I mean, easy. You have a T-shirt that has Obama hooping. And said that he would work out 45 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Well, I hope so. It's like, dude, just working into his schedule. Easy. What did you make of Obama's hoop game? Because I know you're
he
a
can
hooper.
hoop a little bit. Like watching Obama hoop, the guy's got a jump shot. You can dribble the ball a little bit. It's watching him play was always enjoyable. Like that's the thing. Continuing to see a bunch of those clips of him hoop was great. I mean, you don't really have that. I'm curious to see if RFK can hoop. Because he looks like he may be able to dunk with that muscle.
And one of his legs looks like he has like a little limp going on it. So I don't even think he can really dribble around too much. But I bet Obama PO could hit the 200-pound bench, but I bet he does that little cheat, where they like bend their chest into a V so that they then like only have to lift it like 6 inches. I bet he could hit that.
There you go. Yeah, Clemente's got a video of Obama draining a three with good form. Lefty shooter. Shout out to the lefties out there. I'm a lefty. Anyway, today we are going to discuss the Azuki event and their upcoming elementals mint tomorrow. We're going to discuss the 5 upcoming catalysts and announcements that are coming for NFTs this week. We're going to share comic number 6 with you as we close in on the 24-hour countdown for the BoDoggos mint. Look, today's show is brought to you by BoDoggos. That's the Solana NFT collection that's dropping by Easy and the Nifty. We could not be more excited as we are getting closer to the 24-hour countdown until mint. Here are a few very important reminders, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you don't miss these. The exclusive portal presale. This is important. The exclusive portal holder presale ends at 12 p.m. Eastern time today. That's less than 3 hours from now. No exceptions will be made after the presale closes. So don't wait to mint if you're eligible. You can pay either in Solana or in Ethereum. And detailed instructions are pinned to the top of this Twitter space. Okay, so on Twitter, the instructions are all there. Don't wait to mint. If you want a VIP ticket through the Nifty.com NFT platform, the VIP ticket being Buddy as the bouncer with the sunglasses on and the clipboard, if you won that VIP ticket, then you need to connect your Solana wallet to the Nifty.com by noon Eastern time today in order for us to successfully add your wallet to the Allow List 1 sale. Outside of the VIP tickets and the 200 comic collection winners, all Allow List 1 and Allow List 2 wallets have been collected and added to our system. We have an Allow List checker that's live. We got that link pinned to the top too. And so you can check to confirm that your wallet was registered. Last but not least, and I alluded to this, we're giving away 200 VIP tickets to people that claimed comics 1 through 5 today. So if you've collected comics 1 through 5, all you have to do is collect comic 6 today. We're going to share the password during today's show, and you'll be eligible to potentially win a VIP ticket. So I'll repeat that. If you collected comics 1 through 5, then today, go to claim comic 6 when we drop the password later in the show, and you'll have a chance to win the VIP ticket. The VIP ticket is very distinct. You'll know if you won it. Nick, did you have something to add here?
There's 3,622 of you that have all of the comics right now.
3,622 of you are going to be entered to win 200 spots if you claim comic number 6 today. So make sure you stick around during the show, listen for the password, go to the Nifty.com and claim comic number 6. That pretty much does it for BoDoggos announcements. We are closing in on the 24-hour countdown. Couldn't be more excited. Really, really exciting stuff. BoDoggos mint tomorrow. Anyway, let's get into the weather report. Kicks. Let's rock and roll, buddy.
You got to coach. Am I unmuted?
You are unmuted.
Yeah, I got a little JFK going right now. Monday, the 26th of June. Total market volume coming in 27.9 million. Below 13, OpenSea 4.3. Leaders, we're looking over at Apes, 37.9. They went all the way down to 32, up to 40, back down. No one knows which direction they're going to go next. People are super emotional on the timeline about it, though. Mutant, 7.4. Punks trying to hold on to 50, 49.8. Azuki down to 14.7, but that's because they got a little elemental action in their lives. DeGods, 9. Captainz, 7.7. Pudgies, 4.2 to 4.4 range. Over the weekend, Azuki announced a new 20K mint, Elementals. It's happening tomorrow. Azuki holders will receive free Elementals, but Beans and Public will have a gas war in a 10-minute window each via Dutch auction starting at 2 ETH. These guys know how to create FOMO. They must have talked to Pixelmon about it. CryptoPunks announced a new book coming fall 2023. The book tells the untold stories of the collection by interviewing punk holders, including the likes of Snowfro, Beeple, 6529, G-Money, and other well-known names. I honestly didn't know Beeple had a punk. Over on Ordinals, volume is coming back, led by artist Nolish. Ninja Alert Ordinals announced they'll be the first PFP to have images changed based on Bitcoin's block height. And ZMB has 33 allow list spots for Ordinal Maxi Biz Green Eyes. Lastly, Apes bottomed out over the weekend, rebounding 20% after Machi dumped $2.5 million worth of Apes. And according to NFT statistics, another wallet similar to FAF loaded up on 500 ETH, bidding on Apes, Punks, DeGods, taking the floor back up to 38 ETH. I'm really curious about these wallets. Probably drug money. Crypto, Bitcoin, 30.3 ETH. Above 1,800. Solana, 17 bucks. Ape, 2.4. Back to you in the studio.
Fantastic weather report as usual, Kicks. Some quick updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. That's the newsletter published by thenifty.com. You have to have an account at thenifty.com to claim the free NFT. So what are you waiting for? Go to thenifty.com, create an account. All you need is an email address. Celsius Network, good old Sergey Mashinsky, I believe was his name, is facing a class action lawsuit from its investors who allege that the company engaged in wash trading to artificially inflate interest rates and attract more users, a claim that the company denies. Gee, I wonder if Celsius did something sketchy. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC, has approved a new leveraged Bitcoin futures ETF that multiplies Bitcoin's performance by 1.5 times, set to start trading on Tuesday. Interesting action out of the SEC. Those are the updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. Look, the big story today, besides the BoDoggos mint tomorrow, is Azuki's announcement from the weekend. As we know, there was a lot of hype going into the Azuki event that happened in Las Vegas. A lot of people from the NFT space went out to Vegas to enjoy the event. Clips were being shared all over social media, on Twitter. Really looked like a pretty damn action-packed event. They're known to throw really electric events. They've had events in the past in places like LA and other spots that have attracted a lot of attention. Nick?
So I just want to start this with, can we get the exact details of the structure of this drop? Because I see it's a 2 ETH a Dutch auction, but does that mean, sorry?
It's wrong. It's not a 2 ETH Dutch auction. So only for public is a 2 ETH Dutch auction. The structure is at 9 a.m. Pacific time, Azuki holders have 10 minutes to place a 2 ETH deposit. At 9:10, Beans holders have the opportunity to place a 2 ETH deposit. At 9:20, Dutch auction starts, and based on what the Dutch auction sells out at, that deposit is refunded. It probably won't make it to the Dutch auction because there's 10,000 supply for 30,000 participants, 20,000 Beans, 10,000 Azukis. So therefore, it'll probably have no refund, be a 2 ETH price point.
Total units, though, is it 20,000?
20,000. The airdrop
is their mutant moment, basically. And
Yes.
and they're making a sheer $72 million off of, sorry, what's the price of it?
It's about 36 million because only 10,000 are being sold.
Sorry, 34 million. Wait, sorry, 10,000 or 20,000?
10,000 were airdropped for $0 to each Azuki got one airdropped.
So that's 17 million.
10,000 are being sold.
It's pretty easy math, dude. It's 35 million.
What's 10,000? Why is it 35 million if it's 10,000?
2 ETH times 10,000.
Times 10,000.
Oh, my apologies. I forgot it was 2 ETH. I thought it was 1 ETH. I was running the math there wrong. Anyways, $34 million for a video that cost them 500,000 is pretty freaking good.
I'd say so. Wait, they've disclosed that the video was a $500,000 budget?
No, I just look at the video and I say that's a $500,000 budget. Like, so let's call it $1 million. Let's round up and call it $1 million. They spend $1 million on a video and they make $34 million. That's fucking great ROI. And they don't have to do anything else for the next 12 months.
Well, yeah, there was someone wrote a thread, I believe, or something. First of all, this anime video is very strong, and it shows that, I don't know, I think that they understand who their audience is, and they understand, the development of IP in a way that I think other people in the space, I mean, honestly, besides us, don't really understand. But
maybe that the cartoon quality is high, but what's the narrative here? Like, it's not like there's a story. It's just, this is a showcase of Azuki art in an animated way.
No, but there's like, if you grew up watching anime,
seeds.
there's like 4, like you can see the 4 elements, the 4 types of characters. They each have their own powers. You can feel like one is evil, one is good. One can control water, one can control fire. Like this really reminds me of the old school anime, like Fist of the North Star, where they don't give away everything in the trailer, but it's just about creating like excitement around the powers that the characters will have. My only the only thing I wanted to add to what Easy was saying is that so for the holders to get their to be able to claim their elemental, they're going to have to deposit 2 ETH.
Yeah, that was my question.
But okay, let's say you have 4 beans. Okay, that means you're going to have to deposit 8 ETH, right? So obviously, let's say the first 500 wallets in Azuki are good to go, and they're just like plenty of cash in there. And then everybody else, what you're saying that everyone else has 8 ETH just to deposit? I don't think so. So I think there'll be more going into public than people anticipate, because not everybody just holds 1 bean.
And if we're all smart here, we all collude and say, let's drop this down to 1 ETH. Then we all go in together. Let's be smart. Why pay double the money if we don't have to? And then dump it on some bozos and secondary 15 minutes later for 2 ETH. That's the play, everybody. I'm just saying out there, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, let's do that. But why do they have to deposit 2 ETH, the Azuki holders, if they're getting it for free? I don't understand.
Easy, do you have insight into that specific detail or Clemente?
That's for the next one. So they get one for free. They get to mint an additional one for 2 ETH.
Got it.
Theoretically, Azukis could mint the entire thing and get it at a 1 ETH cost.
And they might.
I don't think all 10K will mint. To be honest, if we see 50%, I think that's a great win for the Azuki team. And then you have 5,000 for 20K bean holders. The other thing is, if you hold an Azuki and a beans, then you can mint in each phase. It's the most interesting part of this whole dynamic is the 10-minute mint windows, which some people are really happy about, some people are not. Which of course, like
who's really, I haven't heard one person be really happy about it.
Dude, I saw multiple threads saying this is the best way to do an allow list. Make sure people are ready. You're not waiting 5 hours to mint. I'm just like, people like aren't always sitting right at the computer. I get that like you have a very distinct time for this, but still, like, I don't know. Saigar went through the contract too for gas, and it looks like it's like hyper optimized. He's anticipating like an $18 gas fee at 100 Gwei, which isn't too bad, comparatively.
Yeah, and so real quick, I saw a thread that talked about the way that Azuki has kind of been executing and basically framing it as the game plan is to buy time. And what I mean by that is, you can't obviously disappear in the NFT space. Well, people will be like, well, what happened? However, the amount of time it's going to take for proper mass adoption for NFTs, it's longer than a few months. And yet the expectations of people in the NFT space are typically very, very, they expect quick turnarounds, right?
Hours.
So, yeah, hours. There you go. But if you can basically keep the vibes up and demonstrate progression and stretch that out, then you can, just essentially buy time as the space continues to develop, right? Because no matter how strong the execution of Azuki, Bored Ape Yacht Club, insert project name here, BoDoggos is, you can't accelerate human beings and the natural progression of adoption of digital assets and, you know, Web3 and NFTs and everything like that. So I actually really found that thread insightful, and it, you know, they reference specific tweets from Zagabon that kind of imply his understanding of this. And this drop's going to give the Azuki business a lot of operating capital, because I'm assuming it's a very expensive business to run. My understanding is that they have a lot of artists there. Obviously, their tech is very strong. These events that they throw can't be cheap. The anime video, as Nick pointed out, you know, has a kind of high production cost. Clemente, it looked like you wanted to weigh in with something.
Yeah, as a beans holder.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're a beans holder, man. Here we go.
There. So the Vegas event was Friday. I was up Saturday morning, and I'm like, okay, why are Azuki beans down like 15%? B, I see the video and I see Zagabon do the you check your wallet. I'm like, oh hell yeah. I check my wallet. I get this dumbass soulbound token that doesn't do anything.
Whoa,
it doesn't do anything. B, so I just lost like $400 in this floor price, and now I got to pay an additional 2 ETH for a chance to mint this elementals thing. But I mean, easy. Should I sell this bean right now? I mean,
I'm excited to buy beans at half an ETH.
The floor is going to tank to like 0.7. Beans just got thrown out to the side of the road, kicked to the curb like a bunch of chumps, and no one's saying anything about it. What the hell is this?
First of all, Clemente.
Like, I'm pissed, dude.
First of all, Clemente, what's gotten into you? Look, we got the audience. Dom here said, I love a pissed off Clemente. I don't know if we've ever seen this character from Clemente before. We've seen Nick's yelling at me, Clemente, because of something that I did on the show. We've definitely seen that character, but I don't know if we've ever seen.
I think give Clemente a year. Give him a year. He's going to be the most understandably toxic person. He's just going to be funny
everything,
just like us. You know what I mean? Clemente, I think you're kind of strapped to the rocket ship after this point, so I do think you need to fork over another 2 ETH. And just get it.
I don't even know if I'll be able to get it.
No, honestly, going to 2
ETH. You can split profits if you roll a super rare. Because I'll tell you what, Spirit DAO will come in and throw like $80,000 at some of these rares. So we literally just got to hope for a 0.01% chance, which is possible. And then we're going to be good.
Well, Clemente, you probably need 2 ETH, a bot, an ETH in gas. So now you're up to about 5 ETH. Sounds pretty reasonable, especially if the floor opens up at 3. You're only underwater 2 ETH, but at least you have an elemental.
And what the hell does that even do? They gave me this Yu-Gi-Oh comic thing that I don't know. I just watch his animation for 30 seconds. Okay, this is pretty cool. I've never been a big anime guy. I've never seen any of these
beat up anime kids.
He's seeing the scam take place right before the wool's being pulled over the eyes.
No. They just said this Yu-Gi-Oh scene. I think Sig put it perfectly, though. That scene is the opening scene. Like, every episode starts with that scene and then goes into the episode. Like, that's how I envisioned, like, what they put together. And it's extremely well done. You saw V from Ether come out and say, we got quoted by the exact same agency. And ours is 340,000. Theirs is probably closer to 480,000.
Oh, look at my estimate.
Yeah, you were spot on. So as soon as you said that, I thought you just saw the thread, but turns out you didn't. Because I read the thread and like V was hyper transparent. He's like, yeah, this is the cost. Like, we haven't even minted yet. We spent 340 on ours. I believe Azuki's is probably a little closer to $500,000 for that 1 minute clip. Here's
the thing: you see that trailer, and everyone says, wow, like, look, they did this insane animation, basically. Just paid an agency $500,000, but probably had a couple of meetings at least to discuss.
I'd say so.
Probably 3 or 4.
I love the soundtrack though. They could have had no anime and just the soundtrack. I could have closed my eyes. I would have seen the exact same anime in my brain.
Well, that's included in $500,000. So if you want to throw that in, Kicks, we could probably pull that. We could take the entire budget of BoDoggos basically for the next the next milestones, abandon everything with that and just put it into one animated series and then
get a 5-second clip, dude. It's like
not
the
one
best
animated series
clip ever, but it just ends 5 seconds in. It doesn't even like end. It's just like building up.
Hard stop.
There's your clip, guys.
There you go.
Clip. And then there's like a pending sign like please mint for rest of video.
No, literally, that is the comparison here. The entire cost of that animation is basically half of what we're going to have with BoDoggos to deploy over the next, 12 to 24 months that it takes us to deploy that. And so that's like, that's insane. The distinction is, so here's going to be the comparison. We're going to have a platform that powers, you know, 1 million people. Well, I don't want to say the other things that we're going to release, but the bottom line is we're going to
bite your tongue, Nick.
We're gonna walk away with products. And what are we anticipating Azuki to deliver, basically?
So real quick, I saw someone in our Discord actually try to point this out and basically make a comparison between NFTs and really, when I say NFTs, right, I'm talking about digital collectibles that we're talking about here. I think the more time that goes on, what I see is a separation between the fine art side of NFTs, right? So you get like the really talented one-of-one artists and fine artists. Either it's generative art like art blocks, or it's like Beeple and you know, the one-of-one artists that have had big success selling through traditional auction houses. But, you know, for a business like Azuki, for a business like ours, maybe there's 1 or 2 drops that end up touching that world. But we haven't really seen much of it yet, besides, I guess, 12-fold from Yuga Labs. So let's put the fine art world to the side for the sake of this conversation. Let's focus on digital collectibles. And somebody made a comparison to Pokemon cards, basically implying drops on a yearly basis. But then they said nothing more than that. I think the short-sighted, not visionary perspective is to say nothing more than that. And I think the actual perspective is, of course, there's going to be release of additional digital collectibles, because you're in the digital collectible space, right? So if you're in the, you know, basketball space, you probably want to have basketball stuff, right? Like, that's just how it works, right? So if you're in the digital collectible space, you want to have digital collectibles. So yes, there will be ongoing releases of digital collectibles. But what I think that people are not realizing is there are going to be engaging integrations between those digital collectibles and, as Nick just pointed out, products. And it seems like with Azuki, we already have this metaverse angle that they're running with. Obviously, they're providing experiences, in real life experiences, because they're very well known for their events. They've had big success. You know, you can call it merch, but what it really is physical collectibles, right? They made that the bomber jacket that's widely regarded as the best piece of NFT merch, right, that's ever been released.
That's fucking hot.
That was a sick jacket, and it's in line with their brand. It's in line with their ethos. And then also the gold skateboard sale, which really surprised me, because I didn't expect the market to have such a strong response to a physical collectible like that. I thought it was an incredibly cool physical collectible. And honestly, the fact that the market had such a positive response pumps me up, because I'm like, okay, cool. We understand that this is a collectible space, so there's going to be digital and physical collectibles. So I think you're going to see these engaging loops between the digital collectibles with the products, mostly digital products, but you'll also see physical products, with the experiences, both in real life and digital experiences. And yes, obviously there's going to be additional collectibles as well. So I think that everything I'm seeing from Azuki is strong. The one thing that's tough is it's tough to tell whether you should buy like an asset from the ecosystem now or at another time. And honestly, I struggle with this with stocks, right? Like with crypto, I almost feel like it's easier because you can kind of have an idea of where we're at in the cycle. Like right now, damn sure isn't the top of a cycle, guys, right? So it's like I can comfortably deploy capital into crypto assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum and not panic about like a 90% drawdown. Maybe I get a 50% drawdown, but at this level, it's like I'll just accumulate more, right? But I don't know if right now is the best time to buy Apple stock. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not an Apple stock expert.
Real quick, the issue here with all this stuff, we're talking about the great physical collectibles that they did. They made 2 of these in the past year and a half, basically, and we're like, wow, can you imagine if Supreme was
Azuki
like
also had merch at their event that people are all saying was like extremely high quality. It was a little bit pricier, so I'm even more curious like what revenue was generated from the physical merch. But like I saw Franelations, good friend of the show, absolute legend when it comes to like merch and stuff, got a pair of sneakers that instead of Nikes, it's a bean on the side that was handmade, and they're rolling them out from like a community team. But then they also had merch for the event that was, I saw people leaving with multiple hoodies, multiple shirts, and every feedback from that was this feels like a high quality garment. Like people saying the quality of the shirt, the quality of the hoodie was really well made. And that goes a far way. Like that's the thing that I keep thinking about is like.
But here's the thing that like that should just be the expectation. I'm going to be.
I
like,
agree with you, Nick.
I do agree,
agree
but
with
it's
you, Nick.
not. It's not. So like now that these people are setting the standard
they
for
made
it,
those shoes.
so that's made by a community member. So a community member ended up making these. They're like completely hand customized and rolled out. And Fran got a sample size 9. So those are rolling out. You can actually buy them still. I think they're sick though. Like those shoes look
are dope.
Like I
Those
look
are
at them,
dope.
I'm like,
Easy.
and
I
they
don't know
look
if you've
well
heard this,
made.
but
Sorry, buddy.
I've heard a lot that these are the highest quality tube socks ever given at an NFT event.
So they did give out tube socks for free that say FUD. So Bunny, you're playing right into the tube socks, right into the tube sock meta. Also, we have a call later for you missing the morning show. Thanks. We got some things to talk about.
Tube socks are multidimensional in this space. So one thing I'm thinking, if you look at it straight from a market strategy standpoint, if I remember Mutant Ape Yacht Club, a little bit different, right? Because it was public out of the gate, Dutch auction style. But it was also a stealth mint too. That's what a lot of people forget. It was a stealth mint. So it wasn't like any, it just started happening. I
It was a life-changing experience for you, Kicks. Am I right?
Yeah, butt ass naked trying to take an Epsom salt bath. Thank God I checked my phone before I hopped in. And someone's like, yo, there's a Mutant Ape mint. Ran downstairs, spent a cool 80 grand. Ran back up and then did the Epsom salt bath and then made generational wealth afterwards. But my point being is that I think that basically mutants popped out of the gate 2x. Basically, you had a lot of price discovery on the rares. And then after that, Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club both had 50% plus retraces.
Yep.
My point being is that I think if you can't mint an elemental, buying on secondary FOMO out the gate probably isn't the best strategy. Like if you're long-term bullish on Azuki, it's probably better to wait for the price discovery to bring the price down and then accumulate like 90 days after. So like D Farmer, really, really, really strong trader in NFTs. He's on Twitter, really smart guy. He like pretty much swept like 100 mutants at the floor after they had bottomed out, like 60 days after the mint. He bought a ton of them at 3 ETH. And then
they went from, they came out the gate at just about 3. Like you said, they ran up to 8. Then they pulled back to 3. And that was the ultimate time to buy, was because they went to $100,000 after that, 40 plus Ethereum. Yeah, well, that sounds like a great move. Yeah, it's really hard to tell where to buy these assets. And it's really hard. All you can do is you can say, is this the bottom or the top? And right now, damn sure ain't the top. But the thing is when a new drop comes out, it's hard to tell whether or not it's the right time to buy it. Easy's been pretty good about his targets. He doesn't follow through on his own targets. He doesn't buy, but he's been good about
half
targets.
an ETH.
Is that the call right now? Is Beans will go to half
I'm
ETH?
sure they'll stay a little bit above it, like 0.55, 0.6. But I think that's a downward price action, in my opinion. You got to think, like, huge gas war right now for people that are going to be trying to mint 5,000, I would say, conservatively, for elementals. And those are going to sell off extremely, extremely hard when people don't hit. On top of that, they didn't get the free airdrop from something. The most interesting thing for me, though, is like, this is completely speculation, tinfoil hat, is like, what would stop Azuki from trying to reward Beans for missing out on this? You know, like everything's been geared towards Azuki at this point. Beans is supposedly its own like separate entity, and they continue to push that messaging. But all the focus has just been on the Azukis, especially with this airdrop. So why not now potentially seeing a reward for Beans?
Well, Easy, didn't you see like in their promo stuff? Like I'll link this right here. It's literally a bean with different elements around it.
Yeah. Yes, so there's like speculation of like to consume the elemental. There's a lot of speculation on like additional like multi-part consumes to get a reveal. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens tomorrow with that.
I had to dip on Beans. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I think I'm a Beans dip buyer, like a hardcore refried type of guy.
Because when I saw this, I literally thought, oh, okay, like you can get your Azuki to eat a bean and then it mints like a crazy dude.
This is bullshit, dude. 0.6? What the hell are we talking about, dude? I'm about to lose $1,000 for literally doing nothing, for existing. I'm losing $1,000. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Clemente, sorry, I'm sorry.
I see his dumbass Asian with the Bugs Bunny sitting there. Where's the bean? A Bugs Bunny before a bean comes out. What the hell are we talking about?
Clemente, why didn't you just list going into this weekend? Because you knew it was going to pump.
Because I thought I was going to get a check your wallets. I got this PO app, even though I wasn't even there. I can't do it. I got a PO app.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're having a lot of fun with this. If this is your first time listening, so Clemente, the producer of this show, he's a young guy. He's 23, right? When you're 23, you're not exactly rolling in dough.
And what's his address, Pio?
You're not rolling in dough like Nifty Nick is. Nifty Nick's almost the generation before millennials, so he's had some time to make some guap. We've never seen this side of Clemente. We've never seen frustrated trader Clemente. This is only a mere couple of months ahead of him moving to New York City, where the cost of living is probably 60 to 75% higher than where he lives now. I'm sure he's been saving his dough, so he's not interested in losing money.
Where he's at, also.
Pia, look at this. The image.
No state income tax, Nick.
This is Clemente. Can you share that on the screen? This is Clemente.
We got a video. Clemente can share it.
Video. What the hell is this?
First time,
buddy. First time.
NFTs are paid, baby.
Dude, well, what did I have before? Is that a dead fella? Lost $4,000 on that thing.
Did you? You lost that much money on your dead fella? Oh, that's ugly.
Dude.
That's ugly. That's tough. Okay, well, look, Clemente's upset. First time, you're losing money.
Conferences, though, so you're getting some ROI on that.
Guys, just looking at the Azuki stuff as well. Like, if you look at who the leaders and what everybody's doing in that category, you've got Yuga doing gaming, you got Pudgy's doing like the collectible toys, DeGods, they've got something coming soon, and then obviously like Captainz haven't really brought out their products yet. Ray spoke about, I think, having 4 products that will coming out, but like Azuki is in its own lane, and I feel like the lane that it's in, it is the one that is executing best. And Nick, when you're talking about merch, like they've only brought out 1 jacket, they've only brought out 1 skateboard. They're not a fast fashion retailer. They don't need to come out with 6 drops a year. And I think like having a slower pace and just being like an awesome jacket, awesome skateboard, awesome sneakers, or whatever, like 3-4 times a year is probably the cadence I would expect. But in terms of like IP, Azuki, the whole anime, I think in their lane, there's no other PFP collection at the moment that is even coming close to what they're doing with the holders that they have, the community that they have, and their extension of the communities like Spirit DAO. I just think they're gonna be successful. They're gonna do really well on this drop. And I think like having a diversification of Yuga doing gaming, Azuki doing their thing, DeGods doing their thing, it kind of like gives everyone, all of us an opportunity to actually spread our bets, because people are becoming very bearish on what seems like everything at the moment. It's like Yuga doing a game, never gonna work. Pudgy's doing toys, what kid is gonna want that toy? Like it just feels like everything that any collection is bringing out, it just gets FUD. And frankly, these are the collections that are executing at the best level. If they're not gonna do it, we're all kind of effed. Like if they can't do it, we're all kind of effed.
Well, I'm about to poke holes in your logic like Swiss cheese. So let me just discuss a couple of the points that you mentioned, which is why I wanted to pause to allow you to finish after the first thing. Let's just start with the merch. A clothing company selling for over $100 million is a massive win. Like if the company got acquired, I'm talking about every kid in school is wearing the new hot jeans, whatever it is, or at one moment in time, expensive jeans was actually like
naked and famous.
Yeah, it was
uncommon.
No, I'm saying it was uncommon. Like to go buy 7 jeans or whatever the brand was at that time was like, wait, you spent over $100 on a pair of jeans? You're a loser, basically. Like, I can't believe you do that. Now, the only jeans, at least maybe I went into the bucket where now all I buy is like expensive jeans for whatever reason. Get me some overpriced AG jeans or whatever. But when those sorts of companies get acquired, they're not selling for billions of dollars usually. They're selling for hundreds of millions. And Azuki is raising $45 million. We're talking with clothing manufacturers, and for them to do designs for us, it's like a couple $100. Like the cost comparison of the fashion world versus and I'm not saying fast fashion, I'm talking about literally one-off pieces. I can go higher. They could hire an entire team of professional designers, clothing designers to work in their team. They could get an office in Manhattan just for their fashion department for like, let's call it $5 million they throw at the fashion part of things because they just raised, they're going to raise $40 million or whatever it is. So they take 5 million of that, and then they stock that office with the latest software for fashion design, all of the best
Software.
Yeah, they use software in order to design at manufacturing scale. Well, they draw it first, and then they produce it in some sort of software. But they're getting computers. They're getting, if you want to illustrate it, you get the nice drawing tablets that you want, Kicks, whatever you want. And then we're
NFT holders don't go outside. We don't need that much fashion.
no. But I'm just saying, like, the scale that they could provide is so ludicrous just on a fraction of the amount that they have. So yeah, I do expect if you're raising that much money, that you're able to literally like fund that like like an entire fashion business as a vertical and go hire some leading fashion designer to say, I am now running Azuki's fashion thing. So if that's not what it is, okay, they're not a fashion business. So what's Azuki at this point? They're a collectibles business, but apparently collectibles businesses are allowed to go make $40 million and literally then just go focus on making the next $40 million worth of collectibles. We're doing the whole thing fucking wrong is maybe what I'm pissed off about is that like we're like kind of borderline bootstrapping with the budget that we have. And I see an Azuki or something, and I say, don't get me wrong, we don't have a like our PFP so far. We've never released one.
It's not out yet. First one comes out tomorrow.
It's not an apples to apples comparison here. So I want to be transparent about that. But I do think that it is like, I don't understand how we just look at that collectively. They say they're building a metaverse, so maybe that's what they're building. So maybe they're operating in the gaming space. Is that what they're doing? Is that their business?
It's just an NFT business, and I've pointed out earlier the way that they're approaching time, which I think is on point, and trying to basically, continue to ship things and continue to develop things, but give a solid little, a block of time in between. If you can nail that time, like where it's like, wait a minute, what have they done? What have they done? Oh, they did something. What have they done? What have they done? Oh, they did something. You know what I mean? So like, because at the end of the day, we're just in this space that is developing. It's developing at a rapid rate, but at the same time, the adoption curve hasn't gone crazy parabolic, right? We're still at a bottom of a cycle where people on our YouTube channel, because we had our first viral, our first majorly viral experience over the past 10 days, people are just commenting on there, why would you call this channel the NFT Morning Show? It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Go home. Like literally, like Clemente, I saw Clemente. I always have fun with YouTube comments that are like, you guys are so stupid, you dumb pieces of shit, get out of here. I get a big kick out of that, but I saw Clemente posting those. So anyway, the point is that Azuki is an NFT business. So like, ladies and gentlemen, Clemente pulled up a YouTube comment. It's the F is the NFT Morning Show. How brain dead do you have to be for that shit? I'm going to screenshot all your NFTs and then laugh at you when you lose all your money from their value inevitably imploding like the Ocean Gate submarine. Is
Pretty
what
witty. He definitely took his Adderall this morning.
Well, is he wrong? I just lost $1,000 from doing nothing. I was sitting here with a dumbass pinto bean.
Oh, hold on. You didn't lose $1,000. Like the value went down because you never sold it. Like what your error was not selling something that was worth a lot more. My error was not selling all my mutants above $25,000. I sold two of them at $100,000. And I'm a genius for that. I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm a genius for that.
It's also not a loss unless you sell, Clemente. So theoretically, if you just hold strong, weather the storm, come out even stronger on the other side like RFK, you're good to go.
Easy. That's the worst advice, and you know that. Okay, how many people are underwater because they're just
ride that shit down another
like
99%.
20 all the way down to 1.5
from
feet.
somebody who attacks the floor like myself. I'm like, weather the storm, lift some weights, get outside, touch some grass. Don't even think about the floor press. You haven't lost anything yet, Clemente.
Moonbird's holders haven't lost anything. They're just waiting for that execution to start. Like that's what. Just wait for what's about to happen next.
So I've put on the YouTube screen. I'm on the top left. Then I have. I'm gonna actually flip Signal and Kicks. I'm ranking our YouTube like Brady Bunch thing here in order of who's lost the most money. I've lost the most money riding things from the top to zero. I'm not gonna name the project. Then Kicks rode his Moonbird from 35,000 down to whatever. Signal had a Moonbird too, so she falls into that category. Then we got Bean Boy down at the bottom. Clemente.
What a loser! Oh, look at him.
We got Bean Boy over there. Wow, I wish I lost that much money when I was 23 years old. Then we got Nicky Boy. I just put him before Easy because Easy's so cutthroat about selling things.
Money from my losses have been from bad trades, not from holding high-priced assets. So you are probably right.
Oh yeah. Let me put my bookmark.
Here's what you got to look at it, dude.
Clemente comes through with the spectacular, spontaneous seahorse. That was a spontaneous, presentation from Clemente.
Signal, how much did you lose from the Moonbird? Did I lose more with that seahorse?
I think I lost more. Like quickly off the top of my head, I think I lost more. And to be honest, I don't really like to think about it because then I get a bit of acid reflux coming up. But I'm not gonna lie, acid reflux comes up. But I'm pretty sure I lost more than you on this seahorse. But Clemente doesn't bring it up, so it's actually a lot funnier, even though it's lower for you.
I like that. I totally agree. Well, look, at the end of the day, the train.
Sorry, Kevin didn't text you, Signal. Like, that's the distinction in that story.
He definitely didn't text me. He didn't text me.
Financial advice, buy this thing. I need to take that screenshot and then like tweet it and be like, Gary, what's the deal, dude?
You should sell an open edition.
Just that shit.
Nick should sell an open edition of the screenshot. Ladies and gentlemen, what Nick was referring to is the fact that Gary Vaynerchuk sent Nick a text message, an iMessage, if you will, iPhone to iPhone, that said, buy a spectacular V friend. Nick said, why? Like, what? Why should I do that?
No,
Gary didn't answer.
Done. No, I just said done.
Oh, I thought, okay. So then Nick just no hesitation bought it. And then he said done. And then Gary just didn't respond. The comparison he was making was that Kevin Rose didn't text Signal iPhone to iPhone or WhatsApp to WhatsApps and Signals across the pond.
It's just a text message. The iPhone doesn't make a huge difference. I texted him when we get you in the tub and he didn't reply to that one.
Yes.
I said, he said, Series 2 gonna be a monster. No one's paying attention. That explosion is real. Also, you should buy 1 to 2 of these. I reply, on it.
Oh, on it.
That was
were you ever in the profit on it?
That was on April 25th.
No, he wasn't.
April 25th. May
2022?
Yeah, May 2nd. I text him and I say delayed but picked it up. Send him the link. No acknowledgement of that May, but I will say June 13th. He said may need to reschedule.
Yeah, he was rescheduling on coming on our show.
Space, but he did pop on. I sent him the link and then he hopped on the show.
He popped on. Yeah.
So you were doing a quid pro quo there. You were doing a quid pro quo.
No, was that financial advice though?
No, you were kind of saying like, "Hey, I'm going to buy this thing. You come on the show."
No.
Whoa.
No, that was separate. We had a conversation going with him coming on the show. That was just the last touch point that had happened before that.
At least you have long-term capital losses on that.
Sorry, he hopped on. Never mind. He canceled the other one. He didn't show up to that. He had actually hopped on April 25th. So right before he texted me, I said he hopped on spontaneously. I said, thanks for coming on. He says, always wants you to win.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
I sent him a heart emoji, hit him with the eggplant emoji.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I didn't hit him with the eggplant, but I know that makes Pio feel uncomfortable. Then he says, Series 2 is going to be a monster. Also, you should buy 1 to 2 of these. And then I go and buy.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a big week ahead for NFTs. We got the Azuki Elementals mint tomorrow. We have the BoDoggos mint tomorrow. So a lot of action in the digital collectible space. We got DeGods announcement expected to come this week. We have the Ether mint on Friday, very hyped up mint, and an animation is expected to drop. So we'll see some more animations. Azuki, BoDoggos, and Ether all dropping animations. People are speculating that Captainz has a chance to reveal. And then last but not least, Heavy Metal Forge Season 1 potentially is starting on Thursday. Which one of these events outside of BoDoggos, of course, excites you the most? And any predictions on which one might perform the best out of the ones listed? I'd be curious to hear what Easy thinks about this. We got DeGods event, we got Azuki, we got Ether, we got Captainz, and we got Heavy Metal. What are you thinking, Easy?
I'm torn between Ether and whatever DeGods announce, because DeGods does not appear to be an additional dilution event. Everyone is aware that there's going to be some form of art upgrade. Last time we saw the art upgrade in January of 22 to February of 22, they ran from like $5,000 to like 15K. So an absolutely rocket ship up. The other thing with that too is like Ether being a 1 ETH cost dropped to 0.65. I think that just has the most potential upside. Usually with other projects dropping additional supply or revealing art, like Captainz continuing to evolve, could see a slight sell-off if it's the final like stage of that. But then the Azuki side of things, I do think we see elementals do well, but like a 2 ETH to a 4 ETH floor is 100x gain. That's going to be tough. Versus Ether, I could see going 0.65 to 2 ETH is percentage-wise a larger gain. So I think Ether is probably like the winner here.
Yeah, another anime project. It's me interesting. A little competition between like, you know,
using the same studio, dropping the same animation style. Like
if anything, I would imagine that Azuki probably moved up their mint date, you know, in order to beat him out the gate. That's what I would have done strategically. But I would go with Heavy Metal because I think people have pissed off ULab so much that they're gonna be like, fuck these people. We're just gonna put $2 million into the prize pool for this game, and people are going to go bananas. So I think Heavy Metal will be a nice 2xer. My analysis is so strong. 2 out of the 5 people have left the studio. I'm feeling good about that. What are you thinking? Over to you, Signal.
No, I would pick. The only thing about Ether is that I'm not quite sure why it's so hyped.
I don't understand anything about it.
It makes no sense.
Everybody's extremely excited about it, but I can't, in the comments, if you can give me, a one-line answer as to why everybody is so hyped about this. Because I just feel like every time an anime project comes out, everyone's like, it's the next Azuki, and then it never is the next Azuki, and Azuki just keeps winning their category time and time again. The Oscar for anime PFPs goes to Azuki, and no one's come close to it, and everyone else just seems to go, 0.5 sub ETH every time. Doesn't, no fail. So I mean, Easy, why is Ether so hyped? Like that's the thing I can't quite put my finger on.
People really like the art. V's dumped probably over $1 million into the project before it's even launched. So clearly the founder having money is like,
where'd he get his money from?
Don't ask questions you don't need the answer to. So that's one of the things too. Listen, don't ask. That's something that I think just a lot of people are betting on is like V's been around the space for 2 years working on Ether, like literally since January. If not
What's
December.
the art look like? Yeah, let's.
It is anime style. So you can see like this is the first animation that they put out. They haven't launched yet. They dropped the mint price. There's an option for allow list to get a free mint if they lock it up. And if you actually go to the Ether page, I think there's only one teaser out now, which people like. Like that's the thing. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens next, because the conversations I've had behind closed doors, as you could say, are that a lot of people that what they've been doing is working like heavily on immediate rollouts and drops to just continue like this speculative hype on the project, like really show the production value. That like I hate calling storytelling things like that because like basically
I hate that word. Actually, I love that word because I know just not to buy it anytime someone says that word.
But that's the thing is like you got to think like storytelling needs to be a aspect of like a larger growth. Like if you use the story to paint roadmap items and deliverables, there's value there, but just being like a story brand is difficult.
Well, that's why Sneaky Ninja Pants use the terminology world building, because world building actually sounds like legit, like you're building. Storytelling sounds like you're tucking me in at night and you're going to tell me a little bedtime story, give me a little kiss on the cheek, tell me I have sweet dreams. You know what I mean? Yep. What does Smash T mean by we just want a 21-year-old to get rich, don't need to hate? Is the Ether
means
guy
that he's on the allow list.
No, is the Ether guy 21 years old?
I don't know if he's that young, maybe. But the worst part is I've been bothering V for allow list, telling him to stop posting on Twitter and to get back to drawing like every day. And he just tells me to shut up, and I still don't have allow list. So I'd happily pay the 0.65, but looks like I'm not going to be able to.
There you go. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to drop our 6th animation in the BoDoggos origin story, also known as the
you wait
first.
1 second?
Yeah.
Before
I
you
can.
do that?
No problem,
Oh,
Migo.
no, you can drop the animation, the free claim. Wait on that 1 second because I'm updating the allow list.
It's firing up a new server on Cloudflare.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to hold off on the password for the free NFT claim that accompanies the animation that we're about to play. This does include the allow list giveaway for BoDoggos. So when you claim the free NFT, if you get a free NFT that looks like 2 pages from a comic book, that's the normal NFT. The VIP allow list NFT is our character Buddy, you know, the main BoDoggo, as a bouncer from a club. And the club is the bodega. He's got sunglasses on. He has a clipboard. So it's very distinct. Please don't tag me on Twitter with the comic book and ask me if you won, because you can still get the comic book and it's a great free NFT, but that's not the VIP pass. Okay. Yeah. Clemente on the YouTube channel right now has the VIP pass pulled up.
Literally the BoDoggo Buddy's holding a card that says VIP on it. You're going to know if you get the VIP one. Literally, you're going to see the letters V followed by I and P.
Exactly. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to play animation number 6 right now. The YouTube audience has it, in video format. We have it in audio format here for those of you that are on Twitter Spaces. So please enjoy. If you want to see the video on Twitter, it's posted from the BoDoggos account. Just a moment. Here we go. 1 second.
We can't hear anything, Pio.
There's no sound.
Pio, there's no sound.
You said there's no sound?
No sound.
Yes, there's no sound.
That's strange because I did it the same way I always have.
Animation
doesn't make
great, though.
It doesn't make any sense. So you don't. That doesn't make any sense. 1 second. I'm going to do it again. Here we go. All right. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Rare technical issue. Didn't expect that. So here we go. There's no
RFK Jr. comes on.
No sound there.
No sound.
No sound.
You can go to the BoDoggos Twitter if you want. It's on there as well.
Doesn't make any sense. We'll do it from the BoDoggos Twitter.
We'll do it live.
1 second. We're going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to a little Bill O'Reilly freak out right here, ladies and gentlemen, from me, because this doesn't make any sense to me. Here we go. Full volume on the BoDoggos Twitter, sharing a tab. Here we go. All right. Do you hear this? Did you hear that?
Nope.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Look at your roadcaster. Calm down. Look at your roadcaster. You see any color buttons that shouldn't be colored?
Yeah, people saying they can hear it on Twitter, not on YouTube.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear it.
Okay. Want to press play with sound? Click the volume button. I'm assuming is this Clemente?
Yeah, the Pinto bean's taken over. Let's try this.
Up roots. Just the slightest pressure on the gas pedal causes instant acceleration, triggering a loud.
Why? We can hear it.
Okay. So let's start it over, Clemente.
All right, here we go. Going again, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
True to its classic souped up roots, just the slightest pressure on the gas pedal causes instant acceleration, triggering a loud roar from the 400 horses that power the high-end motor, pushing the exhilarated driver back against its clutch leather seat.
Pause it.
Oh, no.
It's
just reduce the size because it was working when it was smaller. Just don't do it full screen and just let it roll.
What even is happening right now? Oh, I got you. Sorry, guys. I got you.
Its classic souped up roots. Just the slightest pressure on the gas pedal causes instant acceleration, triggering a loud roar from the 400 horses that power the high-end motor, pushing the exhilarated driver back against his plush leather seat. 0 to 60 in no time flat, then reaching triple digits, barreling down the straight stretch of empty 2-lane highway under the light of a full moon. Right before the bluff where the road bends into a wide arc, he taps the brakes and deftly swings off the road with expert control, maneuvering the hot rod into position and parking where he can fully appreciate the majestic view of a desert sky filled with countless stars. He breathes deep and feels his racing heart rate start to slow. A few seconds later, the sudden crackle of static on the car's CB radio breaks the silence. It's the faint but unmistakable sound of someone calling for help. Sounds like they're in trouble. The driver calmly answers the voice on the other end. Hang tight, I'll be there soon. Getting a fix on the signal's location's no problem, and in less time than it takes to change a flat, the driver pulls up to a group of tired but relieved looking doggos badly in need of rescue. Hey buddy, heard you could use a lift. Nobody ever said freedom was easy. Buddy had no idea what the stranger meant by that, but he was too exhausted to care. As they climbed in and got situated, it dawned on the BoDoggos that they didn't even have a destination. Buddy knew wherever they were going was better than where they'd been. The key turned, the engine roared to life. The gas pedal hit the floor and the car sped off into the night. And that was how I brought Buddy and the BoDoggos to Cash City.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Cash City.
Wait 1 minute on the giveaway. I got this almost taken care of.
Forgive me for the audio. That was 100% my fault. And I was ready to lash out and blame equipment, internet browsers, and software products. But it was my fault.
Right?
No, I was loading the wrong file. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was animation number 6 in the BoDoggos first litter. Someone said it was a dope Azuki video.
Hey, people liking the Cash City. Hearing a lot of Cash City in the comments.
That's what I'm talking about. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was the animation number 6 out of 7. The final animation will premiere tomorrow. If you were just listening on Twitter, you can go to the BoDoggos account and listen there or watch it there so you can actually see the video. Almost ready for the free NFT that's going to include 200 BoDoggos allowless.
Nick,
go ahead,
while they're waiting, Nick, could we get a little cash?
Cash.
That was basically the lowest effort cash that I've ever heard Nick say.
Cash.
Oh, there we go. That's ratcheted it up a little bit right there for sure.
And then add City at the end.
Dude, I'm simultaneously like coding the thing so that it doesn't caters to Buddy's Easy's extreme requirements here, which is like, well, just make sure I'm like building a system so it includes certain people, excludes other people.
Yeah, dude, I'm sure the ChatGPT prompt is so hard. Hey, how do I fix my server? How do I code in Python and get the free NFT to reveal? In Python, please.
It's fun to rib Nick while he does the necessary things that he has to do that only he can do at the organization live.
It's about to resolve. We're almost there.
Live on the show. Clemente, what was that GIF you just pulled up? Someone made a GIF of you. What exactly was that? You're muted, buddy.
It's me booty shaking or something. I don't know what's going on here.
I'll tell you what, you can drop that thun on me any day.
Your face, Clemente, during the show, I'm not surprised someone took that for a meme because your face looked like you saw a ghost when you heard Easy say that the beans were going to go to 0.55. Easy, how you doing, buddy? Easy looks down in the dumps because people are raiding our Discord right now.
I'm not down in the dumps. I'm just tired. Like, I was up till like 1 a.m. answering questions, running with stuff.
1 a.m.
Wow. Well, Nick, some of us got to get up at 7 for an 8 a.m. show. God forbid.
Hold on. Wait, Easy. So you mean you're tired of people going into the Discord saying that they're literally going in there and they're saying that they got into a bike accident and end up in a coma for a week.
You don't
get
it.
They missed.
You don't get it. The number of people who have 100+ roommates all of a sudden is alarming. I didn't even know they made single apartments that large. I've had double-digit people with over 100 roommates come out of the woodworks. On top of that, I've never seen so many people be in the hospital for 6 days simultaneously. The entirety of the period, 6 full days, that miraculously got out at the exact time allow list closed. Oh, and then on top of that, it gets even crazier. It gets way crazier. The number of people who have come out of the woodworks and have said, I got allow list post a screenshot, and in their screenshot is a different name than they're submitting for.
Quick question. Are we going to actually say the number of NFTs remaining after this pre-sale?
We don't have to.
I mean, we can. People are already furious. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Like, we could tell them there's 100,000 available, and we would still have people tell us that's ridiculous. It's not enough at this point. So I'm open to do it. People know that AL2 is over allocated, first come, first serve. We've been working heavily on trying to prevent bots and other things.
How many Solana units have people bought on Solana?
Enough.
Well, do you know the number?
Well,
Hey,
real
Nick,
quick,
can you merge domain and then pull from the new branch?
I'm just running a job. Here's the deal. We're not dealing with easy, stupid criteria here, okay?
I don't give a shit anymore. Send the damn thing, Nick.
Hold on, real
Push the
quick.
enter button.
The Deep came into the Discord and said, "Hey guys, I just came back from the dead. I had 10 whitelists last time I checked." I mean, people are DMing Easy Juck. Someone found Juck's personal Instagram and DM'd him, like, you know,
Can I get a loud list?
Yeah,
That's what the
exactly.
DM said. No context. Can I get a loud list? I feel for Guapo. Shout out El Guapo. He's a mod in the Nifty Discord for the Solana side. That man is putting in work right now. Like, shout out him. Absolute legend. It's chaotic right now.
Okay.
So for context, do you want me to say the number? How many are going to be available for AL 1 and 2?
Well, just how many were on Sol? Because I know the number of ETH here.
I'd rather just say the total number.
All right, cool. Go for it.
So there's going to be 50% of the supply available for AL 1 and 2. So about 4,444 are available. We beat our expectations on the pre-sale allocation, and pre-sale still has about an hour and 45 minutes left. So that number may be subject to change.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Just wanted to let people sit in that for a second. Yeah, the people coming out of the woodwork saying that they.
What was that?
That was Kicks.
Kicks his button.
I mean, come on.
I'm literally muted.
Come on now. Someone just said the Nifty just raised $32 million. Wow.
Dude, could you imagine the hiring we could do? The stuff we could ship with 32 mil? Jesus Christ.
That'd be crazy. I mean, well,
All
we have a.
Did you give the code, Clemente?
No, we've been waiting for you, big dog. We didn't want to
I'm
front
just
run
not
you.
dealing with Easy's criteria. There's a little sub.
I don't give a shit. Let it send it.
Let's go. Password for the free NFT today. Let's break
Password
this
is
site.
Cash City 1, all lowercase CASHCITY, the number 1. Go to claim at thenifty.com/claim to get your free NFT today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. Free NFT. Go claim that. The drop is live. And if you collected comics 1 through 5, you have a chance to win a VIP ticket. And here we go.
So Clemente didn't win. Clemente got the comic page. Poor Clemente. I love seeing pumped up Clemente after we saw sad Clemente because of his Azuki bean for the better part of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, go to thenifty.com/claim. Put in the code CASHCITY1, CASHCITY, and then the number 1. Look, we're seeing people.
And be patient with the site. Just allow it to process. Just allow it to work through the queue. There's people banging down at the door. You realize that Pio's over here acting like this is unacceptable.
No, I'm not.
Can't handle this sort of
No, I'm not.
demand, dude. Ticketmaster can't handle it. I'm looking at your face. It's saying it's written all over it, dude.
I'm just thrilled. So, first of all, I tell people to enjoy the period of time where the site crashes because I know that in the future it's just going to never crash ever under any circumstances because I have full faith in you as a dev and full faith in you in managing devs, Nick. So, I think I enjoy when the site crashes because it just
really annoying. Oh, but it's going.
It feels people are posting their VIP tickets in the Discord. If you win a VIP ticket, post it on Twitter. We'll make sure to shout you out.
Also, make sure you connect your Solana wallet on the Nifty website if you have a VIP ticket. You have to do that. It's like hard stop. Need to do that. We're taking the snapshot, exporting those wallets at the same time pre-sale closes. And if you don't, there's nothing we can do. We got to get the allow list over to the developers to ingest that so that we can properly lead to a successful mint tomorrow and let it fly.
I don't know if I've ever seen Easy this worked up. All the people lying about how their grandmother died and then came back from the dead, give them a allow list in the Discord.
I have 47 funerals to attend for potential holders this week. All right, it's absurd. I don't know what else to do. I've heard every excuse in the book. I've heard my dog had a allow list and he entered on the same IP address and he got wiped. My wife's girlfriend's sister's boyfriend's brother used his computer and we were on the same Wi-Fi. Dude, I don't know what else to tell you at this point.
So real quick, I just want to read. So the mod from the Solana side, Guapo Sweater. First of all, shout out to Guapo Sweater. He's working his ass off. He's crushing it. He posted in the chat. He goes, just got this. Not sure if there's anything you can do, but I just got out of the hospital after being in there the past week after getting knocked off my bike. You and everybody else. He goes, I have so many DMs of people telling me they were in the hospital and couldn't submit their wallet. All the same story. These people. You got to love the NFT space when they can make a couple $100 or more. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the nifty.com/claim, put in the password CashCity1. Anything else? And look, you got to go to the nifty.com. You got to connect your Solana wallet. We're going to send an email out to everybody that has that VIP ticket, I'm sure, to make sure that they know that they have to submit a Solana wallet. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, BoDoggos, a lot of fun. Busy Monday. Anyway, thanks for listening, everyone. We'll be back with the show tomorrow, but more importantly, we'll be back with the BoDoggos drop tomorrow. The time is upon us. We're going to let the dogs out. The days before BoDoggos are almost done. I'm going to end this YouTube broadcast. I'm getting gun shy clicking the end broadcast because I want to make sure there isn't anything else we got to say, but I think we're good. 3, 2, 1. All right, I ended the YouTube broadcast.